Hi and welcome to Element Z3. Judy, the hero dog of the Second World War. Judy was a canine hero famous for her heroism for saving the lives of many British troops in East Asia during the Second World War. She was awarded the prestigious PDSA Dickin Medal for animal bravery, and she is known for being the only dog to be officially registered as a prisoner of war. Judy, the ship's mascot. Judy, a pure-bred liver and white-colored English pointer, was born in Shanghai, China in 1936. Judy was given the role of mascot on board the Royal Navy ship HMS Gnat during the Second World War. It was common for animals such as dogs to be adopted as ship's mascots. They would help with pest control and security, as well as provide welcome companionship for those on board. It soon became clear to the sailors on board HMS Gnat that Judy had exceptional qualities. Her keen sense of hearing meant that she was able to warn the crew of approaching perils, such as aircraft from the opposing armed forces and river pirates. A few years later, Judy was transferred to HMS Grasshopper, based in Singapore. In 1942, the ship came under attack from Japanese aircraft, and all passengers were forced to abandon ship. The survivors swam to an island where they were marooned without food or drinking water. Judy once again came to the rescue by finding a spring below the sand and digging until fresh water came to the surface for the men to drink. One of the sailors marooned on the island later said that Judy was a savior then. She was a marvelous life saver. The survivors of the sunken HMS Grasshopper, along with Judy, then walked for hundreds of miles until they reached a place called Padang in Sumatra. Unfortunately for them, the area had recently been seized by the opposition, and the crew were all captured and made prisoners of war, POW. During the Second World War, over 190,000 troops were made Japanese prisoners of war, and they were taken to prison camps. The ship's survivors, who were determined to protect Judy, concealed her under sacks of rice and smuggled her into the camp with them. Judy, the prisoner of war. While in the camp in Medin, Judy formed a close bond with British aircraftman Frank Williams. Frank realized that Judy had no real owner, so he began sharing his meager ration of rice with her. It was from then that Judy became especially attached to Frank, and she wouldn't leave his side. Judy continued to put the lives of the prisoners before her own, and she was known to distract the camp guards in order to protect them from harm, as well as leave the camp to find food for the hungry prisoners. Frank persuaded a Japanese commander to make her an official POW. This status protected Judy from the guards and, like the other prisoners, made her eligible for food rations. She was the first animal to be ever registered as a prisoner of war. Judy, Frank, and other remaining prisoners of war were finally freed when the Second World War ended in 1945. However, Judy could not return to the UK without being quarantined for 6 months. to ensure that she was free from any diseases before entering the country. Frank was expected to pay £12, the equivalent of over £400 today, for the cost of quarantine. This was more than he could afford. In order to raise funds, Frank placed an advert in a magazine explaining why Judy was a special, and as a result, he managed to raise over £16. Judy, the celebrity war hero. In 1946, Judy was awarded the PDSA Dickin Medal, the highest honor that an animal can receive. The medal is awarded for outstanding devotion and bravery displayed by an animal during a war. That same year, Judy's bark was played on the radio across the world as part of Victory Day celebrations. Following the war, Judy lived with Frank until she passed away at 13 years old. She was buried in Tanzania, where she was living at the time along with her RAF jacket and medals. Remembering Judy. Judy's story has been made into a book, and her collar and medal are on display in the Imperial War Museum in London. In 2020, Judy was chosen by the Royal Navy to represent all animals that played a key role in wartime. She will be one of 4 dogs to be cast in bronze and positioned at North Wales Pet Cemetery. Questions. Which breed of dog was Judy? Number the events from 1 to 4 to show the order in which they appear in the text. Look at the section called Judy the Prisoner of War. Find and copy one word which shows that the rations of rice in the prison camp were small. Fill in the missing words. How did the survivors of HMS Grasshopper travel to Padang in Sumatra? Ship's mascots would help the pest control and security as well as provide welcome companionship for those on board. What does the word welcome mean in this sentence? Frank was expected to pay £12, the equivalent to over £400 today, for the cost of quarantine. Why do you think that the author has included the information that is written inside the brackets? The ship's survivors, who were determined to protect Judy, concealed her under sacks of rice and smuggled her into the camp with them. Why do you think that the survivors of HMS Grasshopper were determined to protect Judy? Do you think it is fair that Frank had to pay for Judy's quarantine costs? Explain your answer. Summarize why you think that Judy is a hero in 25 words or fewer. Checking time. Answer for first, second, and third. That's answers for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Answer for 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you for staying tuned. Do like, share, and subscribe. Do give a good and amazing treatment to every pet or a lovely animal that you come across. Do take good care of your health. Thank you.